We up in here. No, hello, good evening. I went back to old school right there. We up in this beat, but we are up in here. And we'll give it a couple of minutes, minute and a half, something to that effect, before we kick off. I've had a few people add, actually one as I'm speaking, so let me just do this quickly. We've got a minute or so before we officially kick off. On Thursday evenings, obviously we had Thanksgiving last week, so we did it on Friday, but Thursday evenings we do a live broadcast. If you take a minute for those who are new and you look at my information, or about me, I believe is what it's called, then you will realize that I am a full-time pastor and so on and so forth. But that's not what Thursdays are about per se. So I want to be clear, because I have quite a few new people who've added, friends of friends usually. But anyway, so before we kick off here in a minute, I want to be clear. If you're expecting me to talk about the Bible, catch me on Victory in Christ Broadcasting, which is a group that I have here on Facebook. I also have a YouTube channel. We download these and upload them onto my YouTube channel. So if you know people who might prefer not to come on Facebook to watch, they're not on Facebook, but they'll watch it on YouTube. I'll provide a link. Just hit me up in Messenger, and I'll provide a link for you to the YouTube channel. But that said, it's 9 o'clock Central Standard Time, so let's make this do what it do. I'm not one for dilly-dallying, because ultimately this is going to be saved onto my page and you'll have access to it anytime you like. So let's get rolling. As you can see in the description, if you haven't read it, please take a minute. If you haven't read what we posted earlier today, also take a look at that. It's usually a bit more detailed than the one I type here, just because the cell phone I use for this, I don't like the keyboard for the cell phone. And I don't like the camera on my laptop, so it just is what it is. So that being said, if you haven't watched the last couple of broadcasts we've done over the last couple of weeks, please avail yourselves. This is part 3, if you will. It's kind of turned into a bit of a series, though we're not technically carrying a thought forward, which we normally would do in a series, but we're dealing with the same topic, men and women. So the first week that we dealt with this, part 1, if you will, we just talked about men and women in general in community. Again, if you're new, let me just kind of lay out the word community for you. Let me qualify that, better way to say that. What we mean by community when we say it is how you define that. Basically, you and at least one other person. So your community in your thinking could be just a person in your home. If you live with children or a spouse, that could be your community. If you work a job, typically outside your home, might not be doing that now, but if you work a job typically outside your home, you have a team of people that you work with, that you can count that as a part of your community. You may not. Some people are very distant from the people they work with. Not here to discuss that. Moving on. So essentially, you and another person. It's not a community if it's just you. Commune, by definition, deals with interacting, communing with others. So it has to be you and another person, even if it's your children or your child. So community is how you define that. I don't define that for you. Now, I consider, and I've said this, let me say it again, the people on Facebook to be a part of my community. Some 800 and something people, or 800 and something profiles, because I have quite a few duplicate profiles, or people with duplicate profiles or multiple profiles. So I consider my Facebook, i.e. Instagram, because they're connected, group as a part of my community. How do you know? Because I come and talk to you on Thursdays. So clearly, I count you as a part of my community. You're very important to me. I post many videos of me teaching. And so I teach right here on Facebook. Again, I have a whole group, which is called the Victory in Christ Broadcast Channel. So clearly, you are important to me. So if you have any question in your mind, what qualifies me to do this? Well, this is my page, and that's all the qualification I need. But why do I do it? Because I care. I care about the people on my Facebook page. I care about you, okay? And so I want to interact with you in a way that I think can be beneficial. Now, just a real quick because again, I got new people. I've been in ministry over directly 27 years. As far as my life, 46, which is how old I am. So my father has been in ministry 53 years, so you can kind of get the overlap, right? So my mother and father have been in doing this for decades upon top of decades. So everybody in my family, my niece is an evangelist, my dad's assistant pastor, my sister was a music pastor, my mother in the Churches of God in Christ is a big deal and all that kind of thing. So this is what we know, but this is Gabe. This is not Pastor Gabe, so don't call me that. Right now, this is Gabe talking to whoever you are. That's all this is. Now, I may allude to the Bible, I may allude to God, church, Christianity, whatever, and you may not be a believer. Cool. Working with you, right? We need to talk, though. But anyway, right now, that's cool. Okay? So I just want to kind of lay that groundwork because I've added some people since last week, probably almost 10 people. Wow. Okay. So that being said, let's get busy. I want to talk about this because I've technically kind of been avoiding it and pushing it back and pushing it back and pushing it back. But it's almost Christmas. I'm feeling in the giving mood. So let's talk about being single, men and women, and social media. Now we're going to get to social dating sites in a minute. Hang with me. But we got to lay some groundwork before we do that because I don't want nobody to kill me. Because you disagree. And by the way, I don't have a problem with you disagreeing. Just be respectful. Comment. If you don't, Gabe, I wanted to say something, but I didn't want. No, comment. And if I'm able to see your comment and it's in the flow of what I'm talking about, I will respond to it. If you'd rather message me because you don't want to say it here and other people can see it, that's fine too. Feel free to message me, and we can talk there when I have an opportunity. But feel free to comment. Please share this out. Get this out to people. I've had people, stop me and say, hey, Gabe, these videos are a blessing, a benefit. I've had people message me and say, Gabe, I'm learning a lot. So this is why I keep doing it. Eventually, I'll run out of topics and I'll be done. So this one should be fun. Now, let me be clear. I'm single. So I probably know a little bit about this, and I've been single for 5.5 years. So I definitely know something about this particular subject. I was also married at one point on the other side of that 5.5 years, so I can do one about married too. But let's do one about single, shall we? So, based on your community, I suspect, let me say the first thing that's just going to set us off right, okay? If you're single, whether you are pursuing a relationship or want to be in a relationship or not, when I say relationship, let me qualify that. I don't necessarily mean married, though you can imagine as a Christian, that would be the ultimate relationship in my thinking as a Christian, which would be marriage. I'm not saying for those who cohabitate and whatever you do, I'm not here to bring Christian judgment. I'm not here to bring my look down over my glasses, which I don't even wear. I'm just simply here to say that a committed, long-term, exclusive. Is that better? So whether you're going to be married to the person or not, but you are exclusive to an individual, that's what I mean by relationships. Hopefully we're on the same page. We're tracking together. Okay, cool. That being said, if you're single, now catch me on this because you're not going to like it. Some of you are not going to like this. What I've learned in 5.5 years, despite being very clear with people that I'm not out to get into a relationship, exclusive, isolated, personal, individual, long-term relationship, it seems to be, and this is just walking around, living life, doesn't matter, that if you're single, you're automatically eligible. Men and women. It doesn't matter. If you're single, then people will be like, so why are you not trying to get in a relationship? Married people, single people, nosy people, I don't know. So now I'm going to get to social dating sites in a minute. Just stay with me because Gabe, don't you get on? Yes, I do. That's why I'm going to get to them. Trust me, I'm going to get to them. The reality of it is, just in general, not even talking about social media, if you're single and 18 and older, at some point or another, somebody's going to question you, maybe in your family. Just want to throw that in. Hey, so when you going to get in a relationship? i.e. long-term exclusive. Now, the one thing about social media sites is if you fill out your profile even halfway, it asks you relationship status. So even social media sites want to know your business. I'm just saying. Now, some people won't fill it out. I noticed quite a few people on Facebook don't fill out that particular part. Or they hide it, which is fine too, do your thing. And on Facebook, you can hide information you don't want people to see. Public, that you don't want people to see. And that's one of the things I love about Facebook. You can keep certain things hidden from very specific people if that's what you want to do. That's what I love about Facebook. Not too many other sites do that, Instagram, Snapchat, and whatever. But Facebook does allow you to hide any particular information about yourself, not just relationship status, but workplace. You can hide that, by the way, and then let specific people be able to see it. You can have your number on here and no one ever even be able to see it. You can have your birth date on there, no one can see it. You can take yourself out of the birthday thing because you don't want anybody saying happy birthday to you. Bless your hearts. But what I've noticed is in being single, irregardless to whether or not you want to be in a relationship, point blank, people are going to consider you to be eligible by virtue of being single. I hope you get that. Now, when I say consider you eligible, doesn't necessarily mean they're going to walk up to you. I'm just saying if you identify as single because you're not in one of those long-term exclusive relationships, then people are going to think you on the market, which is a word I don't like, but that's one that we use, that you're on the dating market. But wait, Gabe, I'm not trying to be in a relationship. So the first thing you're going to have to understand, dear brothers and sisters, Facebook friends, is that if you are single, and the moment you let anybody know, including your family, your friends, anyone, co-workers, it slips out your mouth, you don't have a wedding ring on, whatever, if it gets out, especially on social media, as a matter of fact, Facebook is notorious for, if you click on things, of course, the algorithm will bring it up before you. So if you click onto the Facebook dating thing, now you're going to get all kind of advertisements, if you haven't noticed, about singles, Christian singles, I mean, on and on and on and on and on and on. So social media in particular is driving to the single community, get into a relationship. Are you getting the point? So social media, I hope if you haven't paid attention, you just really haven't paid attention, because I don't know how you missed this, because it's pretty obvious. Social media, just like your family and just like your nosy auntie and your busybody cousin and whoever, they are going to drive getting into a relationship in your face. Now let's talk about that for a second. I've said this before, but let me say it again. This world, and since most people live in the United States, though I have people in other countries, the United States favors people in long-term relationships, in particular marriage. If you've ever been married and you had joint car insurance, which you probably did you notice that when you became single, your car insurance changed? It went up slightly, especially for men, unless you were past a certain age. Did you notice that? That's just one thing. How about your health coverage? I mean, just other insurances. When you're married in particular, there are certain things afforded to you that you don't particularly get, which is why those in the LGBTQ community push to get married. As my father said, Gabe, that's an economic consideration. That's economics. That's not really about love, maybe for them, but from a societal standpoint, that's economics. That's economics. Whether you like it or not, I'm not saying you like to hear love and marriage connected to money, but it is. So part of it, dating is an industry for those who haven't paid attention to it. It's an industry, not just on social media. It's an industry. You go to a bookstore, there's whole sections on dating and all of this. Men are from Mars, women are from Venus is about the communication between men and women. Not just necessarily single, But you can imagine the book is ultimately kind of focusing on people who are single to help them to figure out how to talk to each other and why they sound so different. Men are from Mars, women are from Venus. How about this? The love languages. Anybody ever heard that before? The love languages. And Gabe, somebody was telling me the other day, Gabe, there's so many 5 or 6 or love languages and this and this. And I'm looking at him like, okay. So all of this is about, catch me now, my single brothers and sisters, about trying to get you, not me, trying to get you into a relationship. It's all about trying to help you find that mate, because the assumption is if you're single, you're not satisfied. Yeah, I said it. That somehow, some way, your life isn't fulfilled because you don't have somebody by your side. If you receive my calling before I awake. Now, y'all don't know that. So understand, that's the goal. That's the goal. The goal is to try to take a person who's single and put them in a relationship. It doesn't matter if you want to be or not. That's the goal. That's the goal. Good evening to you. That's the goal, ladies and gentlemen. Whether it's your goal or not, that's the goal. That if you're single, you're eligible. And the idea is to try to help you via social media, is what we're talking about tonight, to not be single anymore. I don't care if you're a widow. I don't care I don't care how long you've been single. I don't care if you think you're the best thing since sliced bread or the worst thing since it really doesn't matter. Oh, by the way, men, let me speak to y'all for a second. I have actually had women say to me over these 5 years, well, why not, Gabe? You just holding back. You robbing ladies of the opportunity who want to get married. I'm like, so I should have to get married because some lady is being robbed of the opportunity that I don't even know of being in a relationship because I have made a decision about my life based on what my life is, not based on who she or whoever they are. Literally, somebody said to me, I am cheating somebody out of a relationship. That's how serious what I'm telling you is. So fellas, if you're decent, now listen to me because ladies don't love this one. If you're decent, you can hold a conversation. Ain't this right, ladies? Help me out. You can hold a conversation. You know how to take care of yourself. You don't smell musty. That's my mom's word. You ain't musty. You got you some income. Might have you a piece of a car. It ain't got to be a great car, but a piece of a car, that you're holding together with gray tape. You got some gray tape on it. The bumper is taped on. If it can run, if it's basically kind of running, if you got two halfway, one good leg, and kidney, your teeth half crooked, if you got at least most of your teeth in your mouth, you eligible for a relationship, bruh. So I want to help you understand, men, even if you're not pursuing, it doesn't change the fact that if there is women in your community on your social media site who you're on Facebook or whatever, who is eligible and deems you eligible, don't be surprised if you get some extra comments on your photos, stuff like that. So understand, it's not just us pursuing women, which we're going to get to because that's big. But I want to just throw that in for the fellas. Understand, men, if you're single, hey, why are you not pursuing? I mean, it's a question that you may not answer because you don't have to, but think about it. Which brings me to us as people, as single people. And I'm not assuming everybody watching is single, but I'm just making the notation. Here's the question that you have to ask yourself, whether you want to get into a relationship or not, is why are you single, right? Not just what happened, what led to you being single, but why are you single? Because before you can deal with the matter of people approaching you or dealing with you on being single, you have to kind of come to grips with why you are single. Now, I'm not going to dive into that. I could, but I'm not. So why am I single? Because he's a bum, because she left, because my husband passed, my wife passed, because whatever. Okay, settle that. I'm not going to deal with it, but just settle that. And then when you have people smiling at you, or clicking on your pictures, and you notice it's kind of the two or three that's kind of constant, and then you might get a little message in Messenger, DMs, excuse me, is that DMs? In your DMs, especially you ladies, we coming to you. So then you understand it's because you're single. So don't get mad. See what I'm saying? Don't be mad that people acknowledge your singleness, your singlehood, your singleship, whatever word works for you, and they want to investigate your singleness. That's what I'm saying. Answer the question to yourself. The next obvious question is, and do you not want to be single anymore? Point blank, period. I'm not saying, and is he lurking around the door? Is she at the gym or the grocery store, or where they are, or social media? Can I find them here or there? You know, no, I'm not talking about where you're going to come across them, when. I mean, and why are you single, and do you have any intentions of getting into a relationship at some point? Because the T word, temptation, comes, and it comes because of, here's the bigger word, attraction. Let me go back. The reason why we have to be clear with ourselves, notice what I'm saying before we even get to social media, is because of the T word called temptation. And I'm not talking about sin. Christians, don't lose your mind. I'm talking about the temptation to consider a relationship even if you're not really at that point. Wow. And I'll be honest with you, I don't call names, but I've come across more than a few individuals over the last 5.5 years that on one hand said, no, Gabe, I'm cool, I'm single, I'm doing my thing. Oh, okay. So we sitting chatting, and all of a sudden I'm hearing something else. I mean, you know, but if the right man came along, you know. Oh, okay. Now in my head, 10 minutes ago, you told me you was cool, your life is busy, you got too much going on, kids, grandkids, 2 jobs, this, that, the other, going back to school, this. But now you having a conversation with the opposite sex, and you're starting to think, well, maybe I might consider something else, you know, maybes. Okay, no, figure it out. Settle the matter. Especially, I'm turning the corner, you with me? If you're going to get on social media sites that have a dating element. Now, I think a year ago, Facebook added a dating piece. And if y'all haven't noticed, Facebook's got the marketplace, Facebook has got the dating stuff, they've got the video tab. Facebook is trying to become a one-stop shop, if y'all haven't noticed that. Facebook want to be the one-stop shop. They don't want you to leave them for anything you're trying to do. Date, buy something. They want you to stay on Facebook at all. Don't go to eBay. Don't go to whoever. Stay on Facebook. Now that's just a little business notation. Moving on. So before you get on sites that are classified as dating sites, we'll get deeper in that in a minute, you have to settle in your mind what you're talking about. Okay, why are you single? And is there any actual intention to get into one of those things called relationships? Long-term, exclusive. Why? Because there's this thing called temptation. And the temptation is driven by that bigger word called attraction. Let me do that one more time. I don't know if you got it. Let me bag it up. Because as a single person, whether you want to be in a relationship or not, you are going to be tempted to consider a relationship because of attraction. Is that better? That make more sense now? Whether you want to be... No, Gabe, I'm so focused. I'm young, ready, and cute. I don't care how focused you are, brothers and sisters. I don't care how focused you are, single men and women. Attraction is a powerful, it's an aphrodisiac in some cases if you're not careful and you're not alert and aware and attached to your right mind. Attraction is extremely powerful. And if you're not up on who you are and what you're talking about, attraction can be so powerful that whether you want to be in a relationship or not. Now, if I go any deeper, I'm going to tell somebody's business, and I don't mean you, but I'm going to say something that you'll go, yeah, that's me. But if you go back into your younger days, if you went to a house party or clubs or bars or other social, even barbecues and things of this nature, and you saw Brothers Honey Dip or whatever you used to call it, I used to call her, I don't know what era you from, you might have just been there hanging with your boys, right, fellas? You just hanging with your boys. Man, y'all went out. Now, I never drank, but you went out for some drinks, right? You didn't expect to see her across the room looking lovely. You didn't expect to see that. You didn't expect for her to catch your eye. Y'all looking at each other, smiling, winking, and doing all that giggling, googling. You didn't expect that. You didn't expect that to happen. You didn't go there for that. Or the grocery store, or the laundromat, or whatever. You didn't intend that. And by the way, if anybody get an attitude about meeting somebody on your job, because I go to work to be a professional, I'm with you, but I ain't stupid. Let's be real. If you work with men and women and y'all in the same space, think about what I'm saying. You have to be careful about what you're there to do, and you have to stay vigilant about what you're there to do, because temptation that is driven by the sheer force of attraction is a powerful thing. Now, let me just say this real quickly. Why you think affairs are commonplace with workplaces? Because they're in each other's face all the time. Now, not this year, but typically, if men and women are in each other's face constantly, I don't care if it's even in a professional environment, some things can jump off, because whether you believe in God or not, let me say what I want to say. God built men and women to connect. And obviously, he built men and women to connect on a physical level. Yes, the three-letter word that starts with an S. He built men and women to be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth, which requires the three-letter word that starts with an S. Right? So I don't play no games with this stuff. We got to get real about some things. At some point or another, we've got to face the facts that whether we want to get into a long-term exclusive relationship or not, we're going to be faced with the possibility, if we are engaging community, in other words, the opposite sex in that community, that we might just come across someone who is attractive. It does not necessarily mean that person is good for us. It doesn't mean that that's a match, but attraction don't require you to be a match. It's a biochemical it's stuff that happen all up in you, and you just, woo, oh man. And I've had women tell me the truth. Thank God for those who tell me the truth. That gay, yes, they see men too, and something happens that goes woo-hoo in their head just like men. And I don't care if you 70. Don't give me this, oh, I'm too old for that. You're lying. Because I've seen people in their 80s get married, and my father, of course, was the one who did perform the marriage, and they was googly-eyed, and they 80 years old. So don't tell me it ends, it stops, it turns off. No, it's just built into who we are. It's in our DNA. That's how I got here. That's how you got here. If God don't put that there, we don't exist. He put it there so that we could exist. That's why it's there. So then that means we have to be very, very thoughtful and very intentional as single individuals. Now, we ain't going to get on married, but single individuals about where we stand and where we are and what we're thinking about. Yeah, but Gabe, I'm too busy. You ain't too busy to be attracted to somebody. You ain't too holy to be attracted to somebody. I mean, come on, man. You ain't too holy to be attracted to somebody. What kind of madness is that? You so holy that you don't see her? I'm going to just use men because it's safer. I'm a man, so it's safer. You don't see her, dude? Yeah, you see her. You ain't going to say nothing. I understand. I'm with you. I'm with you. Don't say nothing. But you still see her. And the precursors and the biochemistry and all that happen, and your brain your eyes roll back and roll forward and go left, right. I'm trying to say this in a nice way. The reality of it is you still see him. You still see her. You still see him. And your mind registers everything by the way you see. Your eyes take in the image, and your mind, your brain registers everything you see. Or that sweet smell of perfume or cologne. Let me stop there. So then when I get on a social media, quote, dating site, and I'm going onto this site, I have to be very clear about what I'm there for. Now, notice I said social media, quote, dating site. Because one of the things that I've learned over the last 5 years or so is that they're all social media sites. All of them. I don't care if they're dating or whatever. They're all social sites. Ladies, do you get messages from men on Facebook that you don't know? And I know you do because I read your post about DMs, be all in your DMs. Don't you get messages from men who come across your profile because you are friends of a friend, and they hit that message button? Or how about this one? I don't know what Facebook was thinking when they came up with this one, but the poke button. The poke button. Do you get messages, ladies, from these fellas who just wanted to say hi, among other things? You don't know them from Adam or Eve or anyone else for that matter? But Gabe, on Facebook? Yeah. Yeah. How is that any different than you on your job and somebody come across you and say hello to you and he don't leave your desk for 10 minutes and he's still talking because he's trying to figure out how to get his nerves up to get that number. Yeah, I said it. He trying to get them digits. That's how we used to say it. Trying to get them 7 digits. Let me get them digits. And technically it's 10 digits now because with cell phones you don't know what area code people from. He's still talking because he's trying to get them digits, but what you think is happening on Facebook or Snapchat or Instagram, or they trying to get them digits. And you might be trying to give them. I don't know. I'm not here to get all in your business. But the reality of it is, so whether you're on a dating site or not, if you're online and you're on a social media site, it is social, society. It is community. Do you see how I'm doing that? It is community connection. Gabe, I go to the grocery store to buy groceries. It don't mean you cease to be attractive or handsome. I'm just trying to help us here. You don't turn down your beautifulness, if that's even is that a word, beautifulness? You don't turn down your attractiveness. I got a friend, and she know what I'm talking about. She try to dial it down all the time, bless her. And I'll just be talking to her like, how you gonna dial that down? I don't understand. Like, how do you do that? How do you dial down attractiveness? Like, how do you do that? That's like me dialing down that I'm African American. Like, I don't understand how you do that. How do you dial down being handsome, fellas? How do you do that? Go outside looking raggedy? I mean, you know, you are just what you are. So you can't dial it down. I don't care if you don't focus on it or you don't give any attention to people paying attention to you. But you don't dial it down. When my son was a little dude, he's still handsome is what they call him, is practically his nickname. But when he was little, when he had these big, huge curly locks, poor fella, can I touch his hair? He's in a stroller. He don't know up from down, in from out. And people touching his hair. He's so precious. He's so cute. Yeah, I know. Okay, but I'm trying to move on through this store or whatever we were doing, and people want to just, because he's so, can I grab his cheeks and all of this? And of course he was annoyed by it because he's my son. But that would annoy the daylight. It actually did annoy me, as a matter of fact. Now that I'm thinking about it, it was annoying. We're not here for you to grab my son's cheeks. And we thank you for the compliment, but we moving. We doing what we do. So the reality of it is, my point is, they identified something about him that was attractive in terms of just attracting it. It caught their attention. I'm walking through the store and I'm not trying to be heard, but I sing to myself from time to time. And yes, I do sing. And so a song will come on from the 70s or some 80s or 90s that I know. I know the tune to it. I'll hum it, or I'll sing the background because I don't know the lyrics to the verses. You know how we do. So I don't know the song, but I know the part that everybody sings. So I might sing it, not thinking about it. And if somebody's behind me or near me, they'll make a comment. Men and women will make a comment. Hopefully I'm not off, because then they'll make a comment, right? The reality of it is, all I'm saying is, whatever it is that you have about you when you're moving around in your life, you take with you to the social sites, even if they are dating sites. Let me do that one again, because I know you missed it. That was powerful. Whatever you are offline, you take with you online, with the exception of your physicality, which is expressed by your pictures. In other words, you're not physically present online, but your pictures, which is a whole nother topic that we're not going to get into tonight. Your pictures give people some opportunity to make some connection. Then if you do a live like I'm doing, now they can hear you talking and they can see you moving and they can pick up some of your personality. They look at your post. They can pick up a little bit more about what you think and what things make you laugh or cry, or what things bother you, or what things make you think, or pensive or frustrated, or how was your job today, or whatever the case may be. So you take a very real portion of who you are. Listen to me now. You take a very real portion, single men and women, of who you are with you, and you bring it to your social media page. Well, Gabe, I'm barely on Facebook. You don't realize it don't take but 4 posts. How many posts do you think you have to put on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or whatever you're on for people to get some general idea of what's going on with you? 20? 100? 70? 10,000? No. Some people do post a lot more than others. Obviously, I'm one of those people. But you don't need 10 posts from me to figure out more or less what I am about, what I'm talking about. Just read my about section and you get a pretty good idea. Catch one of my lives and you get an idea. Gabe, you scam me now because I try to not put too much. Well, it don't take much. For anybody paying attention, it don't take much. Do you understand? It don't take, and for brothers, for men, it don't take much. Because if he's already scoped you out via your picture, help me out on this, Brother Nate. If he's already scoped you out via your picture, it almost don't matter to some men what you talking about. You understand what I'm saying? If he scoped you out via your picture, but Gabe, I'm more than my looks. Okay, I hear you. You are. And yeah, but I want the man who, no, he ain't in your life like that. You understand what I'm saying? I'm talking about this interaction within the community via social media. He's not your man. So when you say, I want someone to love me for more than my looks, you're talking about the person who's in the long-term exclusive relationship with you. He don't know you. Do you get what I'm saying? Make a difference in your mind. Yes, if he gets to know you, then he'll know more about you and hopefully love you for more than your looks. Let me do that one again. If he don't know you, then he'll get to know more about you. Then he can make some difference about knowing more and loving more about you than your looks. But whether you like it or not, your looks is going to drive his attraction. And if you're honest with it, his looks are going to have some impact on your attraction to him. Now, you may not want to admit that because you don't want him to think he's all that in a bag of chips. I don't know why you wouldn't. If you want him to look at you exclusively, you might want him to think that you see him exclusively, but that's just me. I'll move on. But if you say one more again, I don't want somebody just to like me for my looks, that makes no sense if the only thing they can see from across the room or on social media is your pictures. We in the grocery store, you're walking past me, I don't know you, all I can do is see you, so guess what? I know you via your looks. We ain't in love, I don't know you. Your looks is the thing that I'm paying attention to. So when you post a picture of yourself, your looks, single ladies and men, are going to be the thing that brings people to your attention. Now notice, go back 10, 20 minutes ago, even if you don't have any intention to be in a relationship as a single person, it's not going to stop them from stopping and going, woo! You see what I'm saying? It's not, I'm going to just speak for men. It's not going to stop us from going, my goodness. And I could say some other things, but I'm not going to do it. We're going to stop and go, now the Lord was good to her. I'm going to clean it up. The Lord was really blessed her. You know, however we got to say it in our heads. Now, obviously, some can be a bit more colorful than that. And I'm not talking about you have some revealing pics of yourself. I'm not talking about that. You could just be turtleneck all the way down, long skirt, no makeup, you know, no wig, no eyebrows, no eyelashes. You could try to dumb it down as much as you can. It don't matter, because men are attracted to whatever they're attracted to, and there's nothing you can do about what we're attracted to. So when you post a picture on social media, whatever the platform, dating site or otherwise, and you put a long post about what you like and what you don't like and what you're looking for and what you're not looking for, he is looking at your face and other things. Like it or don't like it doesn't really matter, because men pursue what they want. They pursue who they want. Whether they get them or not, we pursue what we want. Period. Christian man, non-Christian man, we pursue what we want. Which makes sense, I think. So on social media now, let's come to the social media dating site. What I have learned in my experience, and the decision I made years and years and years ago now, is to honor the fact that I'm a social person. Let me talk about me. That I'm a social person, that God created me as a human being through my parents to be social. I used to say of myself, I'm a homebody. And really now I'm talking about me. What I really was saying is, I'm afraid of interacting. I'm talking about me. When I kept calling myself a homebody, I was supposedly saying that I'm just comfortable with being at home by myself. But why would I call myself a homebody? Now, again, and I keep saying that because I know some of you are thinking, I'm a homebody too. But listen to me now. So I'm a homebody, right? This is how I used to think. I'm a homebody, but I have these social dating sites or these social media sites which allow me to meet other people who are single. But I'm a homebody. But I have these social, interacting, engaging sites to engage people. I'm a homebody. Engage people up. You seeing how this don't come together quite right? I want to be at home. I'm comfortable at home. I don't like to go anywhere. I don't like to interact with people, i.e. homebody, because that's actually what we meant and what some still mean. When you say you're a homebody, what you're really saying is I'm antisocial. I'm going to let it soak in. I'm antisocial, but you weren't built to be antisocial. I'm antisocial, i.e. I'm a homebody. You don't just mean, because why are you announcing it? Why did I announce it? You know why we were announcing it? Because we were trying to tell the world, leave me alone. I'm going to be at home and I'm going to wall myself off in my four walls and get in my comfort clothes and get my Haagen-Dazs ice cream or whatever it is that I like to eat. And I'm going to sit up and watch Netflix, Hulu, Fire Stick, Roku, and whatever I got on, and I'm just going to bury myself in my house, in my room, in my bathroom, with my candles and my hot bath, and I'm just going to bury myself, and I'm not going to talk to nobody. But here comes social sites, social media sites, social, engaging, interacting, building a community of people you get to know. And when my marriage ended 5.5 years ago, I was on the verge of going right into that. I'm a homebody. I'm going to bury myself in my room, in my house. I was right for it. I was right there. I was on the verge of it. And a little voice said to me, Gabe, don't do that. Let me get serious for a second here. That's not healthy because you're not built to do that. Every once in a blue moon when you just want to have some time to yourself is one thing. But to literally identify yourself as an anti-social person while you're on a thing called social media is why you're seeing so much friction. Gabe, did you just say that out loud? Yes, I did. It sounded so good to me. Let me say it again. Part of why you're seeing so much friction is because you're really calling yourself anti-social. I don't want people messing with me, talking about my business. I don't want people in my business. I'm drama free. I want to be left alone. But then I get on a thing called Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and on and on and on and on. Facebook dating site, Christian singles, and on, and Match.com. And there's so many of them I can't even imagine. eHarmony. The list goes on and on and on and on and on. It's ridiculous. So I get on these sites because I'm really not antisocial. You're not on Facebook and antisocial or quote, a home. But Gabe, I could be on Facebook and be at home and be in my room and be like this and swipe left, swipe right. Yeah, you can. But here's the thing. If you're engaging socially with the opposite sex, since we're talking about that tonight, men and women, what if they extend an invitation? What if they want to chat off the site and actually get to know who you are? What about that? But you're a homebody and you just want to bury yourself in your room and you want to wall out the world because the world is a crazy place. I'm not saying you're wrong. It is a crazy place. And I'm one of the crazy people in it, by the way. So let's be clear about this homebody thing. And I told you, this was me 5.5 years ago. That was me. That was me. I was the one prepared to say I'm a homebody. Now, I was already on Facebook when I was married, so I was already on here. So what was I going to do? Act like nobody existed? Yeah, I probably could do that. And if anybody comments on anything, go off on them. I've seen that happen on here. I'm not pointing out anybody. Don't say who you are, but I've seen that. People going off, and probably for good reason. I'm not saying that you didn't have good reason. But I've noticed as I've paid attention to single men and women here on Facebook and other sites I'm on, I've noticed people who are antisocial, i.e. homebodies, and who brag practically on being able to disappear from society, they don't interact very well. They misunderstand what people... Listen, now I'm talking about more than just social media, but I'm using social media to get something over to us as singles. And I'm not saying this ain't good for married people. Share this with the married people too. But the moment you start calling yourself a homebody or whatever term you use, oh, I like drama free, and no. All those words suggest, listen to me now, all those words suggest that basically I'm going to tune people out is the moment they don't sound or do or they don't act the way I want them to. Online or off. If they don't say what I want them to say, done. If they don't act like I want them to act, done. If they don't post a picture like I want to see, done. If they post a video I don't want to see, done. There are people who brag about their block game. My block game is, woo, I'm blocking today. I'm blocking. And since I'm on that notion, for those of you who may get off here and say something to the effect of, and if you don't respond to any of my posts and we're supposed to be friends, you're going to be deleted. Why have y'all not deleted me? Because the moment you say something like that, I am not going to respond to your post because I want to see if you're true to your word. Delete me. Don't threaten me, man. Side note, sorry, back on topic. So the reality of it is, we're single. The world is saying you're single in the United States in particular, so you're supposed to be eligible for relationships. But you may not be saying that. But just because, listen to me now, I'm going to go deeper now. Just because you're not thinking about getting in, and this is going to get dicey, but stay with me now. I'm going to walk through this bad boy. I'm going to walk through it and be done. Just because you're not looking to get into a long-term exclusive relationship. Let me say this to the men especially, because my experience tells me this is true. There are women who have been hurt and damaged. I've said it before. Hurt, damaged, broken, tossed aside like an old rug. They don't necessarily need you to try to date them, but they could really use, and I said this a couple of weeks ago, they could use a compliment though. You find them attractive, say it mannerably and respectfully, right? Say it. They need to hear it, men. They need to hear us, single men. Now, married men, be careful with that. But we who are single, they need to hear from us. They need to know that there are men out there who are halfway decent. I'm not saying we're good men, but at least we're decent men. And that we know how to say, you know what, you look nice in that. Without undressing her. With our eyes, you know. Woo, you know, all the cat calls and all that madness. But Gabe, wait a minute. Dating. No, this ain't about dating. I didn't say this is about dating. I said being on social media sites, even dating sites. If you've noticed, I've been very particular in what I'm saying. I'm saying men in particular, whether you are looking to get into a long-term exclusive relationship or not, if you carry yourself well, there are women who have been so battered, bruised, and broken by those who unfortunately are us or look like us, who are men, that I believe we can do some great help and uplift with a simple compliment. Not, you look, not, and she goes, thank you. Oh, well, let me get your number. What the? Hold on, bruh. You just gave her a compliment and it made her day. It made her day, and you know what? She'll go home and tell her daughter, you know what? There's some good men out there. Really, Mom? Yeah, I got a compliment from a gentleman today. You know, oh, Mom, he trying to talk to you? No, sweetie, he wasn't trying to talk to me. He wasn't trying to hit on me. He didn't? No, he actually gave me a compliment and moved on. He did? Yeah, shocking. Now, again, what did I say? You take what your life is offline and you bring it online. So men, because ladies talk about them DMs, all in my DM. I don't even know what DM mean. I'm sorry, I don't. But how about instead of sending inappropriate pictures and sending inappropriate messages, and this is, brothers, hear me now. How about we just pass along a compliment? How about good morning? How are you? How are you feeling today? And thanks to being on Facebook or whatever site you're on, you might get some glimpse of what they're going through, and you can share that. I have a friend whose father passed. Okay, you say something about that. You address that. Obviously, I have some who have gone through the things of COVID and things like that. You address, not just because I'm in ministry. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't excuse yourselves, fellas. No, these women need to hear from us because we hear from them. If they see a brother in a nice suit, most women I know don't have a problem. Oh, man, he looks nice in that suit. Oh, thank you. They don't have no problem with that. Oh, okay, thank you. You see, I know these people know this stuff. DM mean direct message. Okay, got you. So the reality of it is, women are a bit more generous with compliments, and they don't mean, brother, now you can come to my house. Because I gave you you sure look nice in that suit. Oh, when am I coming for dinner? Like, huh? How you go from that to that? Like, how you leapfrog from you look nice in the suit to you can come to my house? Like, I don't get how that works. Like, that don't make no sense. So fellas, we've got to, online, we've got to dial it back. If you want to be in a relationship, now I don't mean to pick on the fellas, but it kind of is going that way tonight. Fellas, and ladies will appreciate this. I said it to women directly, but I'm going to say it to all of us. Look, man, if you have intentions to be in a relationship and you're on the social sites, including Facebook, and you see someone who is attractive to you, and you do your homework, bruh, do a little investigation, let it be known what your situation is, and then present that. Now, ladies, catch what I'm about to say. Hear me, ladies. I love y'all dearly. Hear me. If a man is actually looking to be in a relationship, hear what I'm going to say. What I'm going to say to you right now. Hear me now. Everything coming out of that brother, man, excuse me. Everything coming out of that man is about getting into a relationship. The way he's talking, I'm not saying he's got a good character. I'm just saying if the brother is about actually getting into a relationship, if that man is dead serious about the fact he tired of being single, I'm so tired of being alone, if he's tired of being alone and he wants to get into a relationship, trust, he is aiming that way. His conversations, he gonna be like, what's wrong with me? If you turn him down, see, women ain't serious. He gonna be talking about women ain't serious. So Gabe, you saying that if he ain't doing that, if he's not talking that way, if he's not going that direction, either he's not interested in me or he's not actually really looking for a long-term exclusive relationship. Ding, 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 ding. I don't care what he says after you say it. Y'all missed that. I don't care what he says after you say it. If that brother shows interest in you for a long-term exclusive relationship, if he shows interest in you for a long-term exclusive, I'm being so specific, I'm scaring myself. I don't mean he shows interest in you because you're just interesting. I don't mean he shows interest in you because you're attractive. I don't mean he shows interest in you because he'd like to chat with you and maybe find out if you're cool. I mean if he shows interest in you because he's telling you he's really looking to get into a relationship, take him at his word. Because men don't talk like that unless they mean it. The brothers who might be lying, I have to address it because I know y'all thinking it. The brothers who are lying are only tossing it out. I call it the marriage game. They'll toss it out to see what you're going to do. They're just tossing it out. They're just tossing out stuff. They're just saying stuff out loud to see if you'll jump on the hook. And we grown. You don't need me to say it. You know where they're trying to go. But the brother who's dead serious, he letting it be known, I'm single and I'm ready to mingle. Anyway, I got all these old school phrases. So understand, ladies, dead serious. Now, on the flip side, in my years of being single, ladies, same thing. Hold to your whatever you're thinking. If you're dead serious about getting married, don't go, I want to get married, but I'll scale it down to just chill. If just chill is truly not you, then what are you doing? Don't blame no man. Well, the men just want this, that, and the other. But you kind of fluid. I know that term is used in another place, but let me use it now. You're fluid per se in what you're after because you don't want to be completely alone. Like if I want to get married, but if I don't get married, then I'm just done. So then I want to stay in this nebulous, maybe that's better. I'm in a nebulous kind of place where I'll take this, I would prefer this, but I'll go along with this, But I don't want to be too serious because then my family going to be like, girl, you too rigid. Your standards too high. First of all, why are you letting people talk at you about your standards? Why are you letting people talk at you about your standards for you? My head just started hurting. I have these conversations all the time, and I'm sitting there like, I would never let anybody tell me what my personal standards for me should be. Ever. Ever, never, ever, ever, never has anyone even tried to formulate their lips to try to tell me what my preferences and my standards should be for me. Ever. And I get the feeling most men would say the same thing. But ladies, bless your hearts. My sister goes through it. Y'all got all kind of people, men, women, old women, your cousins, your nieces, your half brothers, cousins, sisters, nephews, brother twice removed, trying to tell you what your standards should be. And y'all sitting there listening. Girl, you too tough. Yeah, you know, that's what people say. That's what people say. So you think I'm too tough? Yeah, girl, you got to give a man a chance. To do what? Give him a chance to do what? What do you want him to give him a chance to do? What do you want him to do? Give him a chance to do what? Somebody say something to me. They telling y'all to give, and I've talked about this before. They telling y'all to give men a chance to do what? I'm waiting. Do they ever tell you? Do they ever answer? Do they ever say, give a man a chance to do hurt you, abuse you, leave you, dog you out, mistreat you, act like you don't exist? What are they talking about? Ghost you? Give a man a chance to do whatever he wants to do? Something that you might not want him to do? I ain't never had somebody say, yeah, they say, Gabe, give a man a chance to win my heart. Okay, well, if they say that, I'm going to be like, and what is he doing? I'm a little old school in some of this, and I understand that. Don't judge me. Okay, so what is he doing? What is he doing? What is the dude doing? If he's going to win your heart, what is he doing? What is he doing? Did you get a rose? Did you get a good night message? What did you get? Did you get anything? Were you at least treated with respect? Did you have a conversation longer than 5 minutes? 10 minutes? 20 minutes? Did you find it hard to get off the phone because you guys just really enjoyed a conversation with each other? I know that's a little old school. I understand that. But did you have a great conversation? Most of y'all ladies can take care of yourselves. You don't need him talking about he gonna buy you something. No, you need him to talk to you like you got some sense in your head and that you're more than just what you look like. See, now we add it. If he's really about wanting to be in a relationship and with you, then he's got to do a little bit more, I hope, than just say, you look nice. Good morning. Bye. I can't tell you what to do, but I hope online, offline, you're asking for a little bit more. Now, you can't dictate why people are on sites. I don't care if they call them dating. I don't care if they call them whatever. You can't dictate. I can't dictate why people are on Facebook. I don't even try. Well, you know, Facebook is supposed to be about pictures. No, that's Instagram. I'll be looking at people like, you can't tell me what to do with my page. Even on Facebook, some people like to put 10,000 pictures. I'm not talking about you. I love you. I'm not talking about you. I'm just saying, some people, it's about pictures. Pictures and pictures and pictures. For other people, it's about political posts. Their Facebook page is about politics. For another person, it's about finances. For another person, it's about I'm single and I'm sad. And for another person, it's about I'm married and I'm sad. I don't know. Each person, I don't care what the site says, some people just like posting music. So whether it's Facebook dating or Facebook or Instagram or eHarmony or Christian Singles or God knows the 10,000 other sites that's out there, you use them according to what you use them for. The sites that I'm on that are classified as, quote, dating, I use them to say hello. How are you? You doing well? So am I. That's what I use it for. Why? To socialize. Because I'm not a homebody. Ah. Now, it's COVID, so you ain't going around too many places and doing too much. And I had COVID a few weeks ago, so trust me, I know what I'm talking about. But you socialize. You say hello. You say, how are you? You say, what's going on? And as a man who is single, I understand, and I'm going to say this, and I'm not saying every man is like this, so please don't do that. But I understand a responsibility I have, obviously, responsibility I have to be a gentleman, to show ladies that there are gentlemen, and trust me, I'm not the only one. Brother Nate Jones, my brother. There are men out there who are not all trying to land the deal or close what I don't know, close the deal or whatever. No, just want to show you some respect. Hopefully, have a great conversation. Hopefully. And a great conversation doesn't mean you talk about every subject under the sun. No, you just had some great you just talked. You just enjoyed each other's company via the phone, or if you can actually go somewhere, you go somewhere. I don't want to get into all of that because that's your grown people. I'm not going to do that. But whatever it is that you do in terms of socializing within the community as a man or a woman, all I'm saying to you, and I got to get out of here because I'm over time, is be clear on why you're single, because the temptation that comes from attraction is going to be there. Even if you're not attracted to the person, they may be attracted to you. And ladies, I'm sure you run into that a lot. Bless your hearts. They're going to be attracted to you. So you can't tell them, look, don't be attracted to me, because that makes no sense. So understand you are attractive to individuals. And it doesn't mean that you have to date them all. It doesn't mean that you have to give them all your number. It doesn't mean that you have to that you have to try to give them a chance. Give them a chance. If the person so happens to be alluring or attractive to you, you might swap a number. You might have a chat on your messenger. Whatever you do, you may have a little chat. And if it's nice conversation, don't marry the next day. Have another conversation again at some point. Chat for a minute. See what you think. And now along the way, kind of find out what they're talking about. You tell them what you're talking about. Now I'm saying men, women, but I can flip it the same thing. Men, do the same thing. And if you find you're on the same page, there you go. Exactly, bruh. Exactly. Enjoy life. Exactly. I said this to somebody recently. Look, single ladies and single men, stop being scared. I know COVID, be mindful of COVID, but I mean, stop being scared. Now, you have these social sites that allow you to be at home, but you don't have to be a homebody. Stop acting like they don't exist or they don't matter, and talk to some people. When the brother come into your DM, if he's mannerable and you think he's all right, say something to him. Say something. Oh, I ain't got time. Wow. Okay, you don't have time. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm just here to encourage you. Okay? So, but if you want to be in a relationship at some point, or if you just want to have, I've been trying to avoid this, but let me say it. Let me say this. And I'm going to say this personally so that I don't hopefully offend anybody. If and when the time comes, I get into another relationship, i.e. married, long-term relationship, I'm going to tell you right now, I have no intentions of, i.e. dating, getting engaged to, and marrying a woman who does not know how to have healthy interactions with men. I'm not going to do it. I've been there and I've done that. And for those of you who know my history, don't try to guess which one or who I'm talking about. Just trust me on this. I've had enough conversations in the last 5.5 years that if you don't know how to have a healthy interaction, social interaction, in person, on the phone, in direct message, if you can't do that, I have no interest in even socializing with you at all. I'll minister to you all day because that's what I'm called to do from above. But socially speaking, I have no desire whatsoever to get to know you. If you don't have the ability to have healthy conversations, don't tell me about but men. Don't do that because I'm a man. But if you don't know how to do it, you get all nervous because, okay, y'all have a little bit of an attraction with each other and you have a good conversation. It doesn't mean you got to date him. Yeah, but he's too old. Oh, no, you're just having conversation. And if you can't do that personally, I'm not speaking for any other man, I would have no interest in engaging you socially at all. If you're such a homebody that literally you got to be talking to me, you're going to drain me dry. You're going to leave nothing. I was married to an individual years ago who was jealous. You don't understand. That is not where you want to be. This person pulled the entire marriage into the house, and even then, now I have to talk on the phone. I'm in ministry. I've been in ministry since 19. Okay, who you talking to? I'm like, God, dog, really? I don't have time for that. I don't have time for somebody. Listen to me. I'm talking about Gabe. I don't have time for who you talking to. Ooh, you on Facebook a lot. Ooh, who you messaging now? Who you giving a compliment to? Because you said you give compliments. Am I not the only one that you're complimenting? Leave me alone. Leave me alone. You got issues. Don't talk to me socially. But talk to me in ministry because we need to talk. See what I did there? If you're so homebody and so insecure that you can't deal with a man having social interactions with women properly, leave that man alone. Men, let me hit you too. If you know you overly jealous and you was on the phone, I saw you message somebody. I saw somebody, since we talking about social media, yeah, I saw this one guy, he commented on your pictures. He showed commenting a lot. So? That ain't none of your business. It could be her uncle. It could be her brother. It could be her brother's friend who grew up with her. Look, man, I don't care if it's online or offline. Leave her alone. If you're not healthy, brothers, if you're not healthy to the point that you want to be in a relationship with a beautiful woman, and there's quite a few on this, watching this. You want to be in a relationship with a beautiful woman, but you call it overprotective, but you really just jealous. You're dangerous, man. You're dangerous, bruh. You need healing. You definitely better call me. You better call me, well, not tonight because it's late, but call me soon, like tomorrow. Call me over the weekend. We need to talk, dude. Especially if you think you want to get into a relationship, you're going to hurt somebody, and you probably already have. You're dangerous, bruh. And there are too many women, trust me, I've had many conversations and much ministry who have been hurt by men like you. They've been hurt by men. Look, I'm going to say what they want to tell you. I'm going to tell you. They've been hurt by men like you, dude. And you think it's being protective of your relationship. You ain't even in a relationship with her, and you all in her DMs. Oh, I use it right now. You in her DMs talking about who these men compliment. Girl, you know I'm the only one supposed to compliment you. I don't care if he laugh out loud. Leave that dude alone, ladies. Leave him alone. Block him on your DMs. Get him off your Facebook and Twitter and all them other accounts. That dude is dangerous. He shouldn't even joke that way. He shouldn't even joke that way. That is maniacal. That is dangerous. No one should, as a single man or woman, no one should have the right to tell you not to socialize. Not to socialize. And even if, yeah, I'm going to say it, if you choose to socialize to the degree that you go to a more intimate level, hey, that's you. But understand this, that person don't have a right to tell you how to socialize. You tell you how to socialize. You tell you what's off limits and on limits. You tell you. I'm going to be clear. Nobody gets to tell me. Nobody gets to tell me. Nobody gets to tell me. Nobody, unless your name is Jesus Christos, nobody needs to tell me. Nobody. Ladies, don't let them do it. That man is dangerous. Yeah, fellas, I said it, and if you're mad at me, come talk to me. 6 foot, 215. Come talk to me. I ain't scared. Come talk to me. I hate bullies. I hate abusers. I hate you. You need help, man. And I know ladies do it too. I know. But I ain't talking to them. I'm talking to them fellas. I'm talking to that 6'4" brother who laying his hands on some girl, some lady 5'3", throwing her around the room because she wore a nice dress. And she took a selfie and posted it on her social media. So now he want to go and corner her and mistreat her and get in her DMs and say like he have a right to tell her what to wear. And you ladies think that's flattering. That ain't flattery. That's madness. And don't give him space. Don't give him an opportunity, because it's going to drive his mentality. Then I got to come and snatch him up. Yeah, I said it. I said it. I don't like that nonsense. My sister had a stalker years ago. And when her brothers rolled up in that piece, trust me, he got the message. Yeah, we rolled up in there. We didn't touch him. We just rolled up in there, and he realized this might not be a good idea. So you got to understand how I'm old school. I told y'all I'm old school. I got a few grades. I don't take kindly to that. Online and offline. There's online bullying, online abuse as well. Don't take it, ladies. Men, don't take it either. Don't take it either. Unless that woman is your fiance / your wife, you can receive compliments from other people. I don't understand these crazy rules that people try to set on other people. Ooh, you got a lot of people complimenting you, and your point being, and you don't think I like compliments too? I'm not trying to get no compliment, please. Don't do that. I like compliments too. I'm a social creature. I like interacting too. It feels nice. And I'm not talking about just from women. I take them from men. I don't have no issues with my manhood. I'm cool. I'm good. Bruh, you look good in that suit. Thanks, bruh. Appreciate you, man. I ain't got no problem with that. I'm cool. Trust me. So understand, I'm done. I'm way over time. But catch me on this. Catch my mentality here. I love y'all. Y'all in my community. And as single men and women, enjoy your life. My brother said it best. Enjoy your life. Don't allow your being single to become a prison. I feel that thing. Don't allow your singleness to become your prison that you create for yourself, because you're so beautiful, you're so handsome, you make such good money, you're so afraid somebody's going to try to get over on you, hurt you, abuse you, that you run, that you hide, because you don't want anybody to get next to you because you're afraid they're going to take something from you. Woo! All right, done. I got to finish. If I don't done, I'll go into another point. Love you. Message me if you want to talk about things deeper. You got some things you want to share. You want some specific insights. You may be talking to someone, dealing with someone on some level socially of an opposite sex. You want to get some insight. Maybe you want to figure out how to pull it back some. You're thinking this person may be toxic. Message me. Message me. Let's talk. Let's talk it up. Let's chop it up. Let's chop it up. All right, love you guys. We'll be back next week. We're gonna do something special next week. I'm actually telling you now. We're gonna deal with the phrases, the things we say, the catchphrases, whether they be Christian or not. We're gonna deal with some of these catchphrases, and we're gonna work it out. We're gonna work it out. Love you. You're welcome. Till next week.